Okay. Slightly different time control, but it's all I could get. See, playing someone a little lower rated, but still a good player. Okay, e3. Let's just play knight f6. He might go for a stonewall. c3, f4. So if I go c5, he might take. Play bishop f5. Let's go bishop f5. Queen b5 is a threat. So I could play c6. Just a little passive. Wondering if I could play c5, queen b5, queen d7, take c5, e5. But it looks superficial. Let's just play c6. Really out of theory here. Okay, this one I'm not as scared of. I thought he'd go for the stonewall. I think he wants 95, so let's stop that. He's gonna play e4. That's okay. I don't mind the position because I got rid of his good bishop. So now bishop d6, e4, takes, queen takes, knight takes. Looks like a standard position. Should I put the bishop on e7? No, let's play here. It's a little more active on d6. Okay, let's castle. We'll play e4. Okay. Now, usually break with either c5 or e5. I wonder if he wants bishop g5. So I could play h6. Could also play queen c7. And if he plays bishop g5, I can move my knight. Maybe knight d5 there. Head for f4. I kind of like the looks of that. It's a little bit more active than playing h6, although I still might play h6 because I'd like to play rook d8, but now that runs into bishop g5. Okay, let's go ahead and play knight d5. So now I'm looking at knight f4. Hard to say if that does anything. Maybe bishop f4 is also possible. Let's see, is c4 an issue? g3. Okay, now I play h6 though. Where do you put your bishop? Okay. I'm wondering about b5. Even though that's kind of a strange move. I want to stop c4. Or I could just play a more normal move. c5. See if c5, c4. Knight b6. It's interesting. Maybe c5, c4, knight f6. Keep it on the king side. And if takes, bishop takes, maybe I have some knight g4 jumps. See if c5, am I threatening anything? Rook d1. Not really threatening anything there. Could just improve the position. Like rook e8. Yeah, let's play rook e8. Now if knight e5, then I play c5. Because then I would be threatening to take d4, c takes d4, and he has an isolated pawn. Here, if I play c5, he can just wait. And if I take on d4, he plays knight takes d4, and then he's threatening knight b5, and that didn't look too good to me. So if I were him, I'd probably just wait. Rook a d1 looks logical. I wonder if I can ever play e5. Be hard to get that in though. But maybe if the situation changes. He could think about playing c4. This would be the ambitious move. Knight f6, c5, bishop f8. But playing c5 is double-edged. Let's look at that. c4, knight f6, c5, bishop f8, bishop f4. Where do I move my queen? Maybe like queen a5? And then in some positions I can play b6 there to undermine the pawn on c5. Some positions I just play rook d8 and put my knight back on d5. It seems like a committal plan for him, but maybe it's good. So he doesn't. I think this is pretty much forced. Now I expect c5. If he doesn't play c5, I'll play c5. What else could he think about? Maybe b4? It's possible. Whoa. Okay, this sacrifice I don't think is ever working because I've protected e6. So now my first thought is c5. c5, d5, I just take. Let's do it. I'm kind of relieved he didn't play c5, although I don't know how good that would have been for him. Just seemed like he was getting some tempos there though. So now I expect maybe bishop c3. Looks normal. Possibly bishop, well, bishop e3 I take on e5, so bishop c3 is probably best. And then, not sure what I'll do. I could take, bishop takes. Don't know if I have anything great there. So I'm looking at takes, bishop b4, rook d1. What about rook d8? And if he plays rook a d1, now takes, bishop b4, rook f1 looks a little weird for him. Let's try that, just rook d8. Can't be a bad move. Time-wise, about equal. I think I'm doing okay on time. Right, so now I was thinking to take here. don't think I ever have to worry about bishop takes a7. Play b6. So now rook takes, I play bishop c5, trades on d8. I get the d file. This diagonal looks pretty good. So I like the looks of that. And if bishop takes, bishop b4, rook f1, and then I have to think of what to do. But intuitively, I like pushing the rook to f1. Now, I wonder if I'm worried about a3b form. Not a huge deal. Okay. So I could play a5. Could play rook c8. Could play bishop c5. Looking at a5, I just want a blunder check. I do weaken the b6 square. I wonder if he plays c5 at some point. Say a5, c5. I think that's okay for me. a5, a3. And then I play bishop c5. Yeah, let's do it. Try to restrict his majority on the queen side. So my dream scenario would be to trade off all the queenside pawns. If I can trade off these 2 pawns for his 3 pawns, then I have this 4-on-3 majority. That's my best case scenario. I don't know if I'll achieve that though. Looking for cheapos. f4, rook takes d4 would be good. And if rook takes d4, bishop c5, that should win material, I would think. Now, a3, I could also just play bishop to d6, rook back to e1. Hard to say if I'm creating anything there. Maybe I could play a4 though. Clamp down on the queen side. I'd like to make this c-pawn a weakness. I don't know, his position's pretty solid though, hard to break down. Okay. So he's looking at this. Just rook c8. Rook c8, bishop b6. Queen e7. I think that's okay. I've got the d7 square covered. Let's do that. Whoa. Okay. So he's protecting the c-pawn. Makes sense. So I'm looking at a4. It's a little risky though. There's also bishop c5, just trade off. Bishop c5, bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes. There's knight d7 at the end. I don't want to slip into a worse position though. And bishop b6 is kind of a threat. So a4 is the risky move, but I don't know. I don't like giving him the b file. Let's play the safe move, though this might hurt my winning chances. So I'm trying to play b5 at some point. So if we take everything, rook takes c5, knight d7, I take, rook takes, I play b5. Try to break down this, but it's going to be a rook endgame. Looks very drawish. But we'll see what we can do. I have 5-second increment. Just noting that because I'm starting to get low on time. So what's he going to do? He could keep more pieces on the board and keep more winning chances for himself. That'd be fine by me. Yeah, I'm not too scared of moves like knight f3. Maybe f4 is interesting. But then I take, rook takes. I'm not so scared of that. Maybe rook d8, just another trade position. At some point I could flick in a4. Okay, he does this. I'll pre-move rook takes. Yep. I think I'm pretty much forced to take rook takes and then b5. All right, just as predicted. Let's see what he does here. I wonder if he'll take rook takes, rook c1, and look to double in the 7th. That's potentially annoying. It'll be tough to play for a win. Yeah, he should take and play rook c1. Yeah, I can play some active move like rook f5 to defend f7, move this rook over and try to get an e4. That's possible. So if I play a4, rook c7, rook f8, takes, rook b2, looks a bit drawish. What's going to give me the best winning chances? Let's see, rook f5 is possible. But g4, that'd be okay. A4 takes. What would I play there? Rook B2. Let's try to stir up some trouble. So I expect he'll either take or play Rook C7. This one's just been pretty even the whole time. I don't think I'm in trouble, but I don't think I have winning chances. Alright, now I thought Rook B2. Rook B2, Rook A1, Rook A8, Rook D4. Yeah, that's okay. Rook A1 can't be a good move. There, maybe I play Rook C2, yeah. Okay, Rook F8's forced. A5 takes A2, Rook A7, G5, A6, King G7. I mean, if I can win his A-pawn somehow, we'll see. Maybe A3 is a good move. Make me play Rook B3, and then I'm not cutting off the second ring. Alright, let's win this back. A5. So now I guess G5 and get my king out. Unless I want to play G6. No, not really. Okay. Rook E7 would be a good move. Stop me from playing King G7. Okay. King here. If he moves this out of the way, then I play Rook A8. So now I'm looking at King F6. Try to activate my king somehow. I also stopped his threat. Threatening to take here. Tie down my king, smart. So now is G4 a good move? Possibly. Let's play G4, see what he does. I'm kind of bluffing here. I don't have anything. Maybe I can hope to play King G6, F5. It's not clear. Okay. I'm not sure where his king's going. Let's just make a waiting move. It's also possibly useful because I could be playing F6 or F5. F6 might be the move. Okay, now I have Rook C2. Is that strong? Or sorry, Rook C8, threatening mate. Let's try that. It's a good move. So give check. Probably rook d1 is best. Hoping for a king up. Then I can go after the a-pawn. I think I've got a little something going. If I can just win the a-pawn, then I play my 4-on-3. That was my dream scenario. So if I can just play rook c6, I'm in good shape. See, I expect rook d1, because if king e2, I play rook c6, and I don't think he can defend his a-pawn. Although there he could play rook back to d7, f6, check, king up here. Right, okay. Let's give this here. I don't want to exchange rooks. And again, I'm aiming for rook c6. So possibly he'll go rook d7, in which case I play f6, check, king f5, rook h7. That might be annoying if he does that. Let's see what he does. Okay, this one, he defends passively. I think I'm okay with him playing that though. Yeah, rook c2. Ideas of rook a1. Playing him on the clock too. Got an advantage there. So what does he do now? He's got to move. Yep. But now I play this. Rook c6, rook d7. I feel like I should be close to something. Rook check, king d1's not quite working. Let's play rook c6. I expect rook d7 now. Whoa. Okay. f5. Let's play f5. King h5 is kind of funny. King f6, he wants to take. No, it's okay. If he goes here, king e5. Okay, well, I'm playing 4-on-3. King g6, everything's held. Now a new game begins. Let's cut off the king. Actually, rook check and rook here. Let's try this. Yeah, I think I got him now. I'm going to take this next. Now it should be winning. He might flag. Oh, okay. Good for him. See, now can I take this? I don't think I'm losing my rook or getting it trapped or anything. Yeah, let's take. It's not totally over yet. What's the best way to convert this? Push the h pawn. Let's see, h5, rook c8, h4. Looks good. King f4, that's never possible because f2 hangs. Let's try this. Wow. F4. So let's see, rook g2, king d4. Rook f2. What's the best way to do this? h4 directly, takes. Also looks good. I like this because it's a forcing move. Rook g2, king d4, rook f2. I'm threatening rook f3. Okay. I think this is the only move. And then we play rook f2. Rook f3 takes here, e5. That seems unnecessarily complicated. There's h4. Takes with check. Let's try that, h4. Rook f3, is that good enough? Takes, king here. Let's just back it up. Go after this. Now 3 pawns up. First I was 1 pawn up, then 2, now 3. And then this is just easy. Alright. Whew. Well, that was a good game. Good game. Thank you. Yeah, I wonder how I could have played that more ambitiously for a win. This is such a solid setup. Okay, bishop f5 is up there on the book moves. Yeah, and it just felt like here I should be at least equal, given that my bishop's going to have a good home and this bishop's a little hard to develop. Okay, this is all fine. I played this very solid. Maybe I could play c5 earlier. Hard to say. Yeah, I wonder if you should play c5. Yeah, I think I mentioned b4. I could see that as being annoying. c5 does it like? Bishop f4, queen d8. I have good control over d6, so I'm just going to put my knight back on d5. But this is all equal, it says. Okay, c5. Turn this off. Bishop c3. Yeah, I didn't see any forcing moves here that I liked, so I just built up position. Yeah, a5. What else could I do here? I mean, I can play bishop c5, but this all looks equal. Very similar to what happens in the game. a5, I'm at least trying to keep pieces on the board. I wonder if you could play... Oh, a4 is a very interesting suggestion. I was thinking I was going to play a4. But this makes sense, clamping down. I could never play b5. But okay, b3 also makes sense. And then this is all saying it's equal. b5. Rook c1, best move. a4. Looks like both of us played pretty correct. Rook f8. Yeah, was rook b2. Was a4 the best move? It says everything's equal, so it doesn't matter. At least this causes some trouble. And this should be a draw. I mean, even if I win the A-pawn, I'm pretty sure these are theoretical draws, but in practice, obviously you'd rather have the extra pawn. So I guess if I had to pick a side, I'd rather be black, just because the A-pawn has more potential to drop off than to actually queen, I think. Okay, A5. Where did he actually make a mistake? Everything here is equal. Yeah, I started getting optimistic, because notice, like, it's easy for black to improve the position. It's not so easy for white to improve the position. Maybe he should play instead of A5, because this pawn's not going anywhere. And that's actually the computer's move too. I was going to say H4, just to grab some space, fight against my expansion, make G5 a little harder to play. It also gives his king maybe a way to escape. But okay, G5, King G7. See, it says equal, and I'm sure it is a draw, but now I'm starting to rather be black. King E1, and already, yeah, this is a little bit of a slip up. Rook C8. And the evaluation is slowly creeping down. Rook C2, Rook C6. Yeah, and then he just gives the pawn. I thought he'd play Rook here, threatening this. And I was going to play F6, Rook check here. I didn't like this position. Oh, but here it's saying I have something forcing. Rook A1, let's say king here. Wow, he's in a mating net now. Check here, maybe E5 in here. So if he takes this, what's the mate? Here, 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 here. Wow. Okay, I don't know if I would have seen that. But Rook D4, play F5, a useful move anyway, because I thought the main threat was to double rooks on the 7th, so F5, I take, and now I'm just a pawn up. And this is just a clean pawn up. And it says this is the losing move. Let's see, even if he plays this though, I still play this forever. H5, King of 6. You know, computer says this is simple, but you know, I don't know if it's so easy to hold this in practice, especially since I've got a pretty good setup with this pawn on G4. Maybe if my pawns were all the way back and he could play with H4, that pawn structure is supposed to be a little bit better for the defending side to be able to defend. But okay, Rook C7, and now I am just mathematically winning. Doesn't look like there's anything he could do different. How is this conversion? Yeah, everything's winning. So his Rook G2 is up there, so I don't mind. H4 takes, and I'm just going to win the F pawn. Okay, that's a blunder, but it doesn't matter. 3 pawns up should win, and he resigned. Okay, well, that was a fairly smooth game, although a bit closer than I would have liked. But still, we'll take the win, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.